Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where we answer all of your sporting questions, people. So get your questions in the chat. Get your questions in. If you are a member of the channel, the link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Then your question takes priority like a super chat. So any question you do indeed ask, I will star it and I will get to it if you are a member. That is one of the many great perks of the membership. And of course, if you super chat, I will get straight to your question as well. Big up to everyone who's just joined over from the raid, from Lewis's channel, Shameless FC, gang. Link for Lewis's channel is underneath in the description as well. Let's bump up the likes though. Over 100 of you lot in here. Over 100 of you lot in here. How many? We're only at 16 likes. Let's get up to 40 likes, people. Like check 1212. Let's hit that like button immediately. And on top of those two things, even though there's over 100 of you lot in here, share this across all the socials. Make sure you share this across Twitter. Share this across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, wherever you're active on, share it across all of those socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And make sure when you subscribe, you hit that notification bell. It is rolled to 8K, recently just gone past 7K. So let's get us up to 8,000 subscribers. We're currently at 7,102. Looking for 3 more. That's the next subscriber mark. Get us to 7,105 people. We got man like Jez in the building as well. What are you saying? What are you saying, man? You good?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. Positive vibes only, man. Just chilling.
Yeah, man. Love for that. Big up to everyone who is in the cut. Big up Black Diamond. Big up Warrior J. Big up to Stephanie G. Big up to Jack as well. Yes, Ram, I'll send you over the link. No worries. Big up to Ravante as well. Large up 13 high, who says a flawless man. Big up Ramus. Is it RASMUS? HOJLUND? I don't even know how to say his first name.
It's Rasmus.
Is it RASMUS? Is it RASMUS? Why is he not the guy 13 high? I'm not even saying he is the guy. Why are you saying he's not? I'm all for it in terms of profile.
I think he's just saying, if I had to guess, I think it's more to the fact that he doesn't believe he is the guy right now to be taken over as the starting striker leading the line next season. Because I do agree in that sense. I think he's a good player and he has potential, but there's a lot of raw attributes that he still has to improve on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the thing that I feel like maybe that's what he means. Like, if not, then obviously just put in the chat why you think that. But
it's a step in the right direction anyway. Because
it's definitely not a bad move. It's whatever. It's more about can he lead the line as the number one choice striker.
And like, give him a chance. I don't see why he can't. I'm give him an opportunity. I don't know why people are against it. Give him a shot to do so. If we start the season and he's leading the line, cool. I'll say, you know what? Calm. I trust the manager in that sense.
See, I kind of understand why certain Man United fans are like kind of not because they don't believe the guy can't become a good striker, but more so to the fact that they just don't have the confidence. Like they would probably feel more comfortable if they had a striker up front who is a bit more proven. I think this is what it is, to be honest. Like if he were to sell Harry Kane, let's say tomorrow, I wouldn't be sitting here and saying that I want Rasmus to come in and start. But the fact that we have, even though I don't rate Richarlison whatsoever, I feel more comfortable because if Rasmus cannot handle, then Richarlison, you go in for a couple of games. But I think if United, for me, it's more about if United had another striker behind him, I think it would be fine because then the load is not just only him. So I think this is what is. I think there's a lot of factors why certain guys feel uncomfortable having him up front, even though they believe maybe it's him.
Yeah, like big up to everyone who is in the chat. HKN, I get to these 2 super chats, much appreciated. We got Rams in the building as well. Yes, Rams, what are you saying? You good?
Big up.
Good, man. Big up, Joe. Big up, Flawless.
Yeah, man. A lot going on with your club, man. Your club doing bits, man.
Hey, man. FSG moving like differently, fam. I don't recognize them anymore.
I tell you, man, it's Klarna. It's Klarna.
Hey, Klarna. And just saying the 10 installments in that over 10 years.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Klarna's been doing their thing, man. Big up Klarna every single day of the week, man. Getting on JW Henry on the old Twitter. I tell you, man.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to it, though. But yeah, go on. Say what you're saying, fam. Go on.
Yeah, man, but it's weird, man. We haven't done
Out of
these kind of
Chelsea.
moves. We haven't done these kind of moves, big up, Lewis, in
Big up.
a long time. I thought I was gonna get Money Mace. I got someone better. Big up, Big Dom. You know what I'm saying? Family, that kind of stuff. Them settings. You get me?
Sure, man. This guy Lewis is in the cut as well. HKN says United fans overhyping HOJLUND. This guy's not better than Martial right now. We need better quality. I disagree with this. He's definitely with just off his profile. He's definitely better than Martial. Like 110%. He's better than Martial. So I disagree with him not being better than Martial because he's pace and power. Any striker who's pace and power is currently better than Martial because Martial offers nothing. So if you can just run in behind and you're quick and you're strong, you're better than Martial. So I do disagree with that. Goes on to say we need a Ramos or a Kolo Muani who are already better than Martial. HOJLUND needs time to develop. Kolo Muani needs time to develop though. How old's Kolo Muani? Is he not like 20 years old or something?
Ramos
He's 20. He's
needs time
20.
to
I think he's 25. But this is only really his
Wait,
first
he's
breakout
25?
season. Yeah, he's 25.
Jesus, why did I think I'll keep him away? I don't want him.
No,
He's 25.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
I thought he was a kid.
Let me just double check just again, but I'm pretty sure.
double check that.
Yeah, he's 24, becoming 25 this year.
Yeah. I don't want him because he
So
should
you know
already be
why?
like,
You know why it is? You know why you thought like he was 20 or something?
Yeah.
Because this was his first breakout season.
Yeah,
Very true.
like, that's
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying breakout season in terms of like, everybody has his eye on him now. Like, I think the season before at Nantes, I think he did well, but it wasn't like a season where everybody felt like we need to get Kolo Muani.
the chat is saying it as well. I presumed he was younger. Keep man away. Where's he been?
That's what I'm saying. He was in France, bro.
Where's and
he hadn't had like a proper breakout season.
Like last season, for example, he didn't have like a season before like that. That's why people thought he's younger because this is the first time they generally heard about him.
He's got a baby. He's also got a baby face himself. He does have a baby.
That's
face.
true. He does.
How old's Ramos?
Ramos was like
22.
21.
Okay, so neither of these two are the finished article. So this is why I don't understand this in terms of needing time to develop. Ramos definitely needs time to develop because none of these are at the elite.
Just turned 22. He's just turned 22.
That's a small group. You know what I'm saying? And that's a small group. See, one saying Kolo Muani is a baller would be sick for you. I'm not good. I'm good on Kolo Muani for the prices they're talking. And I didn't know he was that age as well. I didn't know he was that age. I presumed he was like 21, 22 the way people was talking to him. I'd say in C1, I do agree with they all need development. So I don't hear none of them are seasoned is the point I'm making. That's what I'm responding to here. None of them are seasoned. So to say HOJLUND's not ready, but Ramos and Kolo Muani are, like, that's incorrect. None of these three strikers are at the elite level. And their records show that. But Kolo Muani being 24, 25 has surprised me. I didn't know that. I just presumed he was younger.
Like I said, from that, it's generally because he really had his breakout season. I don't think when
was he France's number one? I swear Giroud was in the World Cup. But go on, carry on.
He's not the definitive number one for France. And even during the World Cup, he was a bench player for them. Like, it was more after the World Cup he started to play. But let's see how France lines up in the Euros, like when a new tournament started. But I don't think he has really secured the number one personally.
My point is Ramos and Muani start for Atalanta and both play for their country teams. Muani starts for France. They have more experience than HOJLUND. So they have more experience. Muani don't start for France.
First thing, he just came through. He just came through to France. And even then, he hasn't started for France in a major tournament. So you have to consider these things as well. Like, these friendlies, they be rotating. It's not even always consistent. Sometimes I still see certain other guys, like Giroud, for example, still start. So it's not really a definitive number one right now for France, I would say.
Yeah, so HKN, the latest squad he starts, but overall he's not started. The original point I'm pointing down is you said that you need someone with more experience, someone who needs to develop. Muani and Ramos both need to develop. None of them are the finished article. None of them are the finished article is the point that I'm making. So to say that against to use that as a black mark against HOJLUND, you can use that against Kolo Muani and who's the other one, and Ramos. And I'm not saying I've not watched either of these three players enough to make assessment. I'm just saying that's unfair. That's all. I'm saying that's very much unfair. Like to say to say that. That's an unfair slight. And to Black Diamond, who says, as you said, if you don't know a player, you would trust Ten Hag's decision. I don't know if you're playing devil's advocate again or not. I don't know if this is Black Diamond I'm talking to. I don't know if this is Top Red Diamond. I don't know which person you are today. So that's why I can't hear this Black Diamond. So I don't know which one of you I'm getting. Like I said, it could be Black Diamond. It could be Top Red Diamond. It might be Devil's Advocate Diamond. So I don't know who I'm getting. So I can't really comment back on this because I don't know which one of you I'm getting today. Yes, Alam, what are you saying? You good?
Yeah, all good. What do you man say?
Oh, bless fam. You already know. Keeping shit stepping. But I appreciate the super chat, HKN. But yeah, that's why I was just, for those that may not understand why I was saying what I was saying, I was merely responding to that, to say he needs time to develop, but the others don't. Because he said, my point is, Ramos and Mouani start for Atalanta and both play for their country teams. Mouani starts for France. They have more experience. Does HOJLUND not play for his national team?
Yeah, he came.
He does.
He came through like I think two international breaks before for the Denmark.
Yeah, he's Danish.
Yeah, Danish. Yeah, I knew that. I thought I knew.
Yeah, that's legit what it is. For Felix, who says I would still go for Kane, Prem, proven and ready, not players that would still have to adapt. I have no issue with we're not built to win now. This is what I don't understand when it comes to.
But this is the thing, Flawless. People think you are certain pieces away. But this is my point I'm trying to say.
We just signed Mason Mount.
No, because they saw the title race conversations. But remember when Arsenal, if Arsenal lose one more game and then we win the game, we are in the title. Those signs, people believe it. So I agree with you. I don't believe United are close to title challenge, but people believe it. If you get certain quality and certain positions, they believe it.
Yeah,
that's why.
I don't know why people think it is. People talk about players need to develop. We are a development team. We are not built to win now. We are a development team. Take Casemiro, Varane, and Martinez out of it. Either everybody is not good enough or we're hoping becomes good enough. More so the former than the latter. Or whichever one I said first. But basically, let me just clear that up. Yeah. All the players we have now, minus those three, we either hope and develop and become great players or aren't good enough right now. We're not 2 or 3 pieces away. I'm saying, so I'm all for us getting people like, we don't need players who develop. What? First, take Kane out of it. What striker are we getting that's guaranteed? No, we need to build. We need to 110% build. A Mount's not it. That's a bad start. That's this guy, yo.
It's a practical thing too. Like, even if you don't want United to be a developmental club, you guys don't have the spending power at this present moment to buy all the ready-made players for the entire team. So you have no choice. Unless you guys get to take over, you guys really don't have a choice. But yeah, man.
Yeah, what he said.
Facts.
Yo, I didn't even realize Flo just left for like that. Damn.
Yo, for real. Nah, I mean, I guess he wants us to hold it down. So if you're in here, make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subbing to the channel. You know, the more engagement you give us, the bigger the channel gets. So
hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button.
I get a prayers for Flawless getting Money Mason.
Money Mason.
He
was
devastated.
That's actually just where he went. Like, he saw Mount was outside his crib, and he's like, you know what? I have to settle this.
Let me rush him.
Ball hit his window and realized Mason Mount's at Old Trafford.
That's for fact.
Ram, can I ask you a question about Liverpool? Because obviously, man like Big Dom came in. Obviously, McAllister's in. Obviously, today, so with Pretio remixing the Lavia tweet again.
Yeah.
So if let's say you get Lavia in and you get another left side centre back in of certain quality as well, not like to anybody, should Klopp be charged next season?
Define quality centre back.
Who do you think of your first choice right now?
Schlotterbeck.
Sorry?
Schlotterbeck.
But realistically, because I don't think Dortmund would sell.
I think it might be Inacio.
Yeah, just because he's the one I've been seeing the most from Liverpool fans. Like, Ryan just keeps talking about him. So let's say you get him in as left side of centre back, and then Lavia comes in as well. Should Klopp be challenging for the league?
He should be winning the Europa for sure. I think at this moment, Europa League, we should be winning 100%. Domestic Cup, I think we should challenge. I think we should go far in either one of the competitions. And league at this moment, top 4, I'd say top 3. If we get all those players, then I expect us to challenge until the very end.
No, that's fair. That's fair enough. I agree, actually.
Morning, Jeff.
Yes, Ahmed. What are you saying, family? You good?
You're doing sensational as always, bro. Doing sensational as always.
Love that. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to Ahmed's channel as well.
200, you know. I got 200 by the way.
Hey,
congrats.
The Bridge 258. Congrats, man. Love that. Hey, to everyone who's watching right now, the link for Ahmed's channel, the links for Lewis's channel are underneath in the description on this live stream and every other live stream on the channel. So you know always where to find it. I'm going to add both their channels to the title in a second as well. Get your questions in. Members, of course. If you get your questions in, I will get to them. And of course, if you super chat, I will get to them as well. HKM, big up for the super chats. Much appreciated as well. My guy, De Niro, big up the young G who says we're built to win in Ten Hag's 3rd season. One thing I will say is we're not built to win anything major now. He's already shown he can win beforehand. So if we improve the team in any way, shape, or form, he can then go on. But let's keep it real. We're a cup team. Forget Premier League, forget Champions League. It's domestic cups. That's where we're at right now. People don't like it, but that's the facts of the matter. And that's where everybody not called Manchester City is at right now. It's a domestic cup team. Liverpool, you can throw in the Europa League as well. Everyone else is chasing cups. If you think Manchester United with 5 or 6 world-class signings, all of a sudden we're going to go win the Premier League or Champions League, I'm here to burst that bubble and say, no, it's not the case.
Damn, like that.
It's true, bro.
You destroy, and I agree, but you're destroying these people.
Yeah, because people living in a bubble. Jazz,
delusion,
I don't know why.
Delusion of grandeur, man.
People really living in a bubble thinking, all right, if we sign Kane and say we would have got Osherman and say we got Kane, say we got Onana, say we would have signed Lavia Caicedo, for example, that all of a sudden we're just going to transform and that's going to gel. And well, no, would it give us a much better chance? Yes, but we're not set to win now in it. I just don't understand some fans like thought process in terms of HOJLUND is not a bad signing is the point that I'm making, because that's where this initially started. If we do indeed sign him, I don't think that's a bad signing on paper. Mount 100%. HOJLUND, no. Going for a young player with potential who's got a certain level. And big up Casually FC. Like, that's the way we're going. But big up Marshall, big up Casually FC for the raid as well. Make sure you subscribe to Casually FC also. And to Black Diamond, who said, are you saying I'm schizophrenic? No, I'm saying I don't know which you I'm getting, Black Diamond. Like I said, one minute is Black. I've seen 3 different yous in the past 5-6 weeks. One is Black Diamond, then it's the top red diamond, you know what I'm saying, with the Mason Mount picture, and then it's Devil's Advocate Black Diamond that we got yesterday. I don't know.
There's also Bust Your Gun Diamond. That's a whole different.
I don't know who I'm talking to. So I can't have the conversation because I don't know what basis you're coming from, because I don't know which one of you I'm talking to. That's all that is.
One thing I will say, on the Manchester United, man, you guys, compared to other clubs, bro, you have delusions of grandeur that are like too much. The delusion of grandeur is like crazy. Like, we're gonna win the league every season. Oh, we got this guy. This is gonna be ever. Like, I remember when CR7, Sancho, and who else came at the football club? Was it Varane that came as well at the same time? Varane, Sancho, at the same time, and everyone's like, we're gonna win the league. We're gonna be chasing against Man City. Like, guys, calm, man.
Ahmed. We're Chelsea fans. Do you know?
Listen, bro.
All fan bases do, but ours take it to the limit. Actually, it's between us and Arsenal. It's between us.
No, honestly, I think Arsenal fans are worse than United fans.
Arsenal fans are worse. Like, they're calling Havertz RVP.
Oh, guys, did you see? By the way, there's a video Igal made. I tried to post it in the group chat, but because of what Elon Musk is trying to do in a box, he's messing up Twitter. He put out a video saying that Arteta is trying to build this team that's comparable with prime Barcelona or something.
Oh yeah, and we shut it down in like 5 minutes.
I have
we shut it down in 5 minutes.
What are you saying? Javi, Javi. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, man. Odegaard playing the Javi role.
No, he's Iniesta. What happens to Iniesta now?
Xavi wasn't in that team. It was apparently Thiago was playing.
But did you guys see the tweet of that Arsenal fan who claims to be a Tatico and that, talking about how if Prime Busquets and Rice is in the market, he still takes Rice. Oh
yeah, you told me, you said that in the group chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
So flawless. When you ever complain about Man United or Chelsea fans, we complain about our fan base. Just know Arsenal fans are there.
They could be. It's in all fan bases now. I do indeed hear that. I get exactly what you're saying. But
Yeah,
welcome, Prime,
we got
to
Ryan,
the stream as well. Yeah, you do. Hey, you tried to back him, and I told you. But now you see the light, Rams. You know what I'm saying? You seen the light. But large up everyone that has tapped in, over 150 of you lot in the building, only at 41 likes though. Like check 1212. Let's bump up them likes. Get up to 70 likes, people. Hit that like button as soon as you land. Please continue to share this across the socials as well. We want as many people watching as possible. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. Let me click the refresh button and get your questions in. Members, this is your time as well. If you're a member of any level, Sarcasm Citizen, Sarcasm City Soldier, Sarcasm City General, your question will take priority like a super chat. And if you super chat like HKN did as well, we'll get straight to your comments or questions. Because I blame you lot in the chat for sometimes why these Q&As go crazy. Because you lot don't be asking questions and then the madness just ensues. And then it's just a crazy conversation, crazy takes. And yeah, it's all.
You got to give us
mad.
structure. You guys have to give us
Facts.
structure. Without structure, shit just gets a little too wild sometimes.
Can I ask you a question, guys? Yeah, I got a question. Obviously, Rams in here, Liverpool. If you get Lavia and a centre back, where do you think Liverpool can realistically then finish? Obviously,
Second,
yeah, fair enough. That's one.
Like I said before, to Jez, my expectations if we do get Ignacio, even though he's not my first choice, but he's still a quality centre back, and Lavia. Winning Europa is a given for me. We have to win Europa, and challenging City until the very last day of the season, because we've done it 2 out of the last 4 years. Can't we do it again? Or 2 of the last 5? Can't we do it again?
Fair enough.
Speaking of Liverpool,
whether we're ahead of them or we're behind them, I don't really care.
Ram, speaking of Liverpool, Szoboszlai, is he the Henderson replacement?
Yeah, so because I think it's because of this new inverted role, that inverted formation that we're playing. Like I said this on a couple of other streams, and on the Liverpool Meet Mandem United show, I said the reason why we probably gone for someone like Szoboszlai is because if we saw the Aston Villa game, Henderson was given a lot of time on the ball and he just wasn't doing anything with it. I think Henderson, what he's good at is defending, running, and just breaking up play and organizing. He can't do anything else. And in that Aston Villa game, it showed. They backed off him and they were like, look, we'll let you have the ball. Let's see what you're going to do. And we saw that he didn't really do much with it. And we struggled to break them down. And if you put a Szoboszlai in there, then for me, it's a different story. I think he gives us a lot more impetus when going forward. He won't do exactly what Henderson did in terms of defensively, but he still can press. And he still has a sly engine on him.
So how do you guys line? Because Ryan kept messaging me earlier today about it, and I was saying,
my condolences, fam.
You should have just blocked him personally.
I mean, I'm a nice guy. I was like, Szoboszlai is a good player, I don't see how it works.
Continue.
What did you say, Jess?
You're saying how nice of a guy you are. Yeah.
I said I don't know about that, but continue.
Fuck you too. Anyway, he was telling me about Szoboszlai, and I was saying he might be a good player, but does he really suit how you guys play? If he's meant to be this Henderson replacement, and you're gonna have Trent inverting or whatever, vacating that right back position like he's been doing for years. The one thing about Henderson is he's always covered that space.
But
I don't think Szoboszlai can do that work.
But that's the thing, Prime. In the last 10 games of the season, he wasn't covering Trent. He was asked to go forward and make those runs, which was working because he kept on dragging players out of position. And that's where Cody Gakpo could do his little touches here into the box and get into the box and get into good positions. If you look at the defensive roles, there was barely any defensive roles. And that's why I say a centre-back is vital to get. We have to get a centre-back if we want to go for this inverted role. Because, look, I love Robbo, but Robbo is not a centre-back. He's a flipping left-back.
Well,
he should stick to being a left-back.
But you still have that right-hand side vacated. Unless you just play Trent in midfield and start the game with a right back. That would make more sense.
And then that's where I say if we get a centre back, a left-sided centre back, we'll play 3 at the back. Konate will play as the right centre back, Van Dijk as the middle centre back, and whether it be Inacio or whoever as a left-sided centre back.
And Trent would play wing back instead of being inverted.
More or less.
Yeah,
but it'll be. I think it'll be inverted, but it'll be more or less. Yeah, he'll be further up the pitch.
Hey, big up to Marshall as well. He just became a member. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. I will drop it in the chat as well. So big up Casually FC, the whole gang over there doing great work. Big up HKM Music for the super chat as well, who says, who's the better midfielder, Mount or the Liverpool guy? Don't know his name. I presume you're talking about Szoboszlai with £60 million and both are 24. I haven't seen Szoboszlai, but I've seen Mount, so I'm going with Szoboszlai.
Oh, Szoboszlai. And by the way, Szoboszlai is not 24, it's 22.
22,
okay. Right.
Yeah.
I presume that's who he's talking about, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's talking about him because it's the Liverpool.
Szoboszlai to put his Champions League winning assist on the table. I'm saying, tell him.
He was Szoboszlai is captain of his nation at the age of 20 years old.
Oh, what a Champions League assist, man!
Prime, if you hype it up so much, why didn't you keep him? Like,
hey, get to it. Hey, Rams, who do you think is the better midfielder? Let me actually get to the question. You jokes, man. Who's the better midfielder?
They're very similar players, but Szoboszlai has a better technical ability on the ball. He's so much better.
And he has a higher ceiling.
He has a higher ceiling and he has a better technique. Like he can. I said this on JJ stream. I said it before. Szoboszlai has that takeover gene in him. The shit that Coutinho had, where he could just strike a ball from long distance and it will go into the back of the net. His takeover is NBA 2K. It's from NBA. Whoever loves NBA 2K.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? The sniper takeover.
Hey, Rams, it's 12:30 in the morning. You malleable and takeover. Hey, English, my friend.
Marble actually not that good.
I'm just clowning Rams, though. He knows I'm just clowning. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, he has that sharp. If anyone plays NBA 2K and played with Steph Curry, he has that sharpshooter takeover trait. You get what I mean? So, and that's what Coutinho had. So, and I don't think Mount has any form of takeover.
Explain that in football terms. What is that? Power shot.
As in, like, so takeover, as in, like,
when Hazard just takes over the game.
He has a short burst in moments where he just ends up winning the game for you. Has everything just heightened to another level. Like Coutinho had the takeover regime because whenever he was in a certain area, he will put the ball in the back of the net from range.
Okay. I mean, we've seen Mount do that against Liverpool before.
Anyways, Black Diamond, what are you saying? You good? Black Diamond's here on the panel. What are you saying, man? You good?
Yeah, my brother. Glad for having me here.
Anytime.
There's a few on this, so just waiting on the questions to pop in.
Yeah. The chat know what time it is, but HKN, big up for the super chat as well, much appreciated. But yeah, the Mount deal, yeah, it's just not a good deal. It really isn't. Big up to Stephanie G says, flawless to you and the panel. Which 2 Liverpool players would you take at your club to improve you? I'll take Alisson and Nunes. Alisson and Trent. Easy. I'm taking 2 players from Liverpool. Alisson and Trent. No, Alisson and Trent. 100%.
Not Gakpo.
No. Alisson and Trent.
Oh, they need a goalkeeper. That's massive.
Yeah. No, Alisson and Gakpo. I meant Alisson and Gakpo.
Nah, I'm taking Trent. You know, a player of that caliber of it, I'm taking Trent. Look at the level he's at and look at his ceiling. Yeah, I clown on him. I clown on him about like the back post and him not being able to defend and all that stuff, but he's still supremely talented. Like he's a special talent and a special player. Like if he's available, you take him.
For me, it's Alisson and Robertson. Alisson and Salah. Sorry, Alisson Salah. That's what.
Exactly.
Yeah. Forgot about Salah. Salah's a shot.
Yeah, we have a goal scoring problem. So Salah, who has been consistent, Salah and Alisson for me.
Yeah, I'm just not really trying to see Salah and Rashford on either wing. Really, and I rate them both. It's weird that I say that, people, because I rate Rashford phenomenal. I think he had an amazing season this past season. Salah's top quality, but I ain't really trying to see those 2 on either wing. I'm really not, unless you do have like I don't know a Firmino-esque guy. But yeah, I'm not really trying to.
For me, it's Alisson and Robbo. I don't want to see Chilwell play a game for Chelsea again.
So you're doing it more so on
God.
Robertson improving your left back area. Okay.
I mean, Robertson's been quite poor this past year, but he's better than HOJLUND, so I don't.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying, Jez?
I'm trying to think. Definitely Alisson. That's like the best goalkeeper in the league. And probably, yeah, Konate.
Konate is a shout, actually. Yeah, Nero says Konate and Alisson.
No, my only issue with Konate is that he just gets injured too much.
Konate is a shout. I'm I'm a big fan of Konate. I think he's a top.
I actually wanted him before he went to Liverpool. But
who would you rather have, Konate or Saliba? Because that's been doing the rounds on Twitter as well.
Oh, I'm taking Konate. Like, I've been a big fan for a long time.
Konate, but that's just my personal preference because he's just a little bit more aggressive. Even I won't even go with this, but he's just a little bit more aggressive. He's a little bit more combative. And before anyone says, "Oh, you don't," I rate Saliba too. I'm just saying from a combative standpoint, but that's just all that is personal preference. That's it. But personally, but if someone said Saliba, I'm not gonna argue you down and be like, "How could you take Saliba?" Because I rate them both. From what I've seen, highly. Yeah, go on.
I'm taking Saliba. I rate a centre back who doesn't have to always get like stuck in and be physical and be the P&P. He'll get the work done. So.
That's fair. 110%. That's fair, and that's what it comes down to. That's why Prime saying there about I prefer it's the non-PMP. I'm going the other route, but I hear it. You know,
I go for the more experience because if you need a centre back, you need experience. Experience is the most important thing for me. So I'll go.
Maguire has all the experience in the world.
Yeah, but you still have to be a very good centre back at the same time.
Yeah, what are you doing, Brandon? That's why I hate this guy sometimes. Like he knows what it's about, but he's
but we're comparing two decent centre backs, not Maguire, is it?
Do you not think Konate has a bit of a bozo gene? Not a big one.
With that.
I think, but then you could say that with most centre backs, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Konate has a bozo gene. I think he'll make a mistake.
A slight one, not a big one. This is small.
I just think he makes mistakes like every other centre back.
Exactly. I don't think he makes like Upamecano. When he makes a mistake, it smells.
It's very bad.
It smells like it's not like one of them ones. Oh, okay, it's understandable. Now Upamecano, like he's been doing like 360s. Like remember when Gundogan sat down Davinson Sanchez to his face?
Yeah.
His mistakes go viral. That's the thing with him. His mistakes go viral.
I can't tell you.
The thing is with Konate, he can bounce back from the mistake.
Exactly.
I think Upamecano, once it manifests, it goes really bad.
Oh,
facts,
mate.
Yeah, go on, Alam. Were you gonna say something?
With me?
I don't think Alam was gonna say something. Literally, I thought I cut you off. My bad. Hey, before we continue, over 175 of you lot in the building. Big up. Only at 58 likes though. Get us up to 90 likes, people. What are we doing? Hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well, because I know everyone watching here right now has definitely not hit the like button. So make sure you do that because you're clearly enjoying the content. We're trying to get over 200 people in here. So share this across the socials. And we're at 7,107. We're looking to get to 7,110. I'm only asking for free subscribers, people. There's over 175 of you lot in here. Please do that. Like someone said in the chat, pay the toll when you enter the city of Sarcasm. The toll is hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, both free. It's tax-free. That's all I ask you lot to do. So much appreciated. Big up the young G Nero knows ball as well. So who's the best? Saliba, Upamecano, or Konate? We all know Upamecano's third. And then it's between Konate and Saliba. And I think with those two, it's literally just preference. One thing I do want to see, though, is them two play for France together.
That's nasty.
That is nasty.
That's the perfect partnership.
No, I don't think it ever happened yet. Because Saliba
at the Euros is going to be fire still.
Saliba never had really the chance to really manifest like a spot yet, despite being playing well.
Deschamps loves Upamecano.
Why?
Bro, he's loved. Like, I don't see. The thing is here, I kind of understand it because he does play consistently well for France.
Play well for France. He does.
He does, but it's the issue.
That's the Maguire. That's the Maguire defense for England.
But
plays well for
but
England.
Then again, I don't want to give him that disrespect because Maguire, he doesn't really play for well for England, in my opinion. He's just very protected in a system, whereas France is like, okay, like I see Upamecano actually play well by himself. Like I don't put them in the same category. Like let's say it this way: Maguire couldn't start for Bayern Munich.
Hey, thing is, I actually used to rate Upamecano as well, and then
But
even
everybody
Bayern
used
Munich
to
and just
remember
fell
Arsenal
off.
fans. My Arsenal fans were going crazy. They were thinking, "Yo, we getting Upamecano." That one Eduard guy, he was making so he was already bringing all some fake sources talking about Upamecano. Here we go and stuff, but never happened, did it?
Well,
I remember
what's
they were
everyone's
saying
thoughts on Fofana?
which Fofana?
Which
Where's
is
Chelsea?
Which one?
Our centre back.
Talk about it, Prime. You want to get this off your chest, so you go first.
Yeah,
No, it's not. It's not a big
I
thing.
genuinely want to hear your thoughts on it, though.
I just think he was good at Leicester, and maybe it's because he hasn't played much this season. But even when he was fit and playing, I don't get the comparisons of him being this talented young centre back in comparison with like Saliba or Konate or what's his name, Lissandro.
I remember people back in the day used to try and try to say that Fofana was the better centre back compared to Saliba.
I know that's my point. I don't think he's on that level.
No, I think he's a good. What I've seen though, even at Chelsea and what I've seen like when he was at Leicester, I think he's a good centre back though. I don't think he's of the level of the players you just mentioned, but do I think he's a good centre back? Yes. Do I think he could be a good squad player for Chelsea? Also, yes. And
the amount of money we spent on him as a squad player, and plus he's injured.
How old is
he? Prior to
Fofana
coming to
Chelsea, he's on the same age as well. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Again, I'm not even. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good. Obviously, he is a good centre back. Obviously, but I'm saying comparison with Lissandro Martinez, Saliba, and Konate.
Well, what I'm saying is prior to his major injury, I think he had an injury just like Van Dijk. Prior to that major injury, he was excellent. And when Chelsea bought him, I found that was very risky to come back from such an injury because he never looked same prior to that injury. So probably that is what you're dealing with, the psychological side of returning from such a terrible injury. To take that chance, it was a hell of a chance because I believe you all paid how much? 70, 80 million?
No, but I just don't get it because I think Fofana's been a great defender for us this season.
I think even when we packed you lot at Old Trafford, I don't even though he made a mistake for one of the goals. I thought overall he was decent.
That was probably his first game of the season.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad in that game. Like minus he made the mistake.
Madrid away, Arsenal away, United away. Other than that, I don't think he's had a bad game for us.
And we really need to see him perform under consistent manager.
He was just part of it.
Yeah, I don't think anything you guys have said has like negated what I've said though.
Yeah. Prime, you're just more saying. I'm guessing you're asking the question.
Who's compared him to Saliba and Van Dijk this season?
Not this season. He's talking about previous season. I think when
He was being compared because he was that good back then, but not now.
I never mentioned Van Dijk for one, and two, I'm just saying like he's supposed to be this like an amazing talented young centre back, but I don't think he's on the level of the other guys that I mentioned. Once.
And I think it's I think it's fair.
But like for when he's played, he's been great most games.
And he hasn't played consistently post that injury. He hasn't really played a consistent run of games. Are you going to be able to judge him?
See, in my opinion, I think even if he's not on their level, again, their level is an extreme high level to be honest. There's no time that you're performing, so he even if he's not on the same level, let's say he's even a level below them, it's still a very good level. Whenever it's good enough to start for Chelsea is another question because Chelsea, if they wanted to, they could just splash 100 million on a new centre back and he goes to the bench. That's still a very good depth. Like you don't want to have a situation where you can't look at and say, did Chelsea maybe overspend? When you look back past based on last season, did Chelsea maybe overspend on him? I personally think yes, considering he came off that injury and even that season he wasn't even playing that well. But I still think he's going to be a good option for Chelsea, in my opinion, even if he doesn't reach those levels that the other two are playing at right now.
I also think, in particular, to like a center back, I think the output you get of from center backs is like very dependent on fit in system and like fit with players around them, maybe more so than other positions, I feel. So if you're talking about a guy who played basically his whole first season in Potter ball and Lampard ball, like I think maybe it's just worthwhile to see how he plays in a better system with like a more competent manager, and just like a system that's functioning as opposed to Lampard ball. Like I'm never gonna, after what I saw with Rudiger and Christensen, Lampard ball versus Tuchel ball, I'm never giving a fuck about what a defender does in a Lampard team ever again.
Speaking of
I mean,
Chelsea,
Alan, you say that, but when Tomori was here under Lampard ball, I still rated him.
I mean, yeah, that's one instance, but like even with him, like we're not necessarily talking about somebody who was like at a particularly great level or has like reached a particularly great level, because we are holding Fofana to really high standards.
Is Fofana better than Tomori?
Hmm?
Is he better than Tomori?
Yeah,
I think it's similar. I think it's definitely similar levels. I don't think there's too much in it.
I think maybe
I agree with Flawless. I look at them more similar.
Yeah.
Okay, and if they're similar levels, and Tomori's he's not comparable with Saliba and the rest of them. Like so, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's just I just thought. I don't know. We'll see next season with him. But.
Yeah, I think it's more so that because I don't expect Fofana to play because it will be Thiago Silva, but I think I think there's enough there. He has enough like just raw attributes to go. All right, there's a player there. And let's see how he develops, type of thing. I can see why you look. How much did you pay for him? How much was it?
They did spend quick bacon for Fofana.
How much was it?
Too much.
I'll check.
But by the way, also I think one thing I would say though is.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of money. But
this one's saying I think the expectation with that comes in fact as well with certain people as well. But with the Fofana Tomori thing is, but the difference there I would also say is though, Fofana's 3 years younger, so it's like if you put them right now in the same category, but Fofana is 3 years younger, what does he gonna look like? Yes, maybe he's gonna reach better levels. Maybe he's gonna stay at the same level. Like we just don't know, but. After one season, I think it's hard to judge, considering as well that Chelsea had a very shit season. Like I said this before, like this is the first time I ever seen Chelsea finishing 12th or even just staying for that long period.
It's a lot of people's first time, bro. A lot of people's first time.
That's what I was trying to say, bro.
Lewis, what do you think?
History.
Lewis, what do you think our centre back partnership will be for the long term?
Not too sure, but we have our 4 centre backs already.
I look at the centre backs we have. I think neither of them really make a partnership.
What do you mean?
I don't think either of them complement each other. Like, take out Thiago Silva.
Fofana or Chalobah on the right, or probably just Fofana, and Colwill or Badiashile on the left.
I think none of those guys complement each other. Or at least none of them. I don't look at that as either of them as like a great partnership or could become a great partnership.
I think you got to see him develop because I'm guessing you're saying what you're saying.
I don't know about that one, but
you're saying one of them's there's not an aggressor there, and then one of them. So in the partnership, you're looking for one to be the aggressor and one to sweep. I'm guessing, right, Prime? Yeah, is that what you're looking for?
Not even just that.
So go on. So when you say they don't complement each other, the question I'm asking to try to get a base.
In terms of balance.
Forget the names. What are you looking for in a partnership? If you to
I want in terms of a balance.
Okay, so what's a balance? Is what I'm asking. I like the conversation, but I'm asking to know what you're looking for because I just said something and you're like, no, to me that's the only balance I can think of in a centre-back partnership. So if you're not looking for one to be the aggressor and one to be the sweeper, I'm asking what other partnerships, what other attributes are you looking for?
Sweeper. Can I add something?
Yeah, go on, Blood Diamond. Go on.
Because I'm trying to understand where Prime is coming from.
Yeah, same.
If you're looking at a partnership, are we speaking of a back 3? Are we speaking about a back 4? Because again, these centre backs, the team in fact has not have a consistent philosophy. with all these chop and changes of manager. Now we're going to have a manager that has a definitive style of play and a philosophy. So looking at your assets now, where would you have a complaint? Because you know the type of ball Poch plays, right? You understand his formations and his build-up play or what?
Yeah.
So looking at your current assets, centre-back assets, I don't see any problem relative to that. You need to give it time before, because you're now coming from a rough 1 year of chaos. So you need to give it time before I think you could.
Just before you go, Jez, I think they have the partnership. I think Chelsea have the partnership there as well.
Okay, well, I mean, that's why I asked, though. What do you think? Like
you have Thiago Silva who's more than capable of sweeping. You have Fofana who's more than capable of sweeping. And then
actually, this is what I want to know.
You have Badiashile who can be the aggressive one.
So this is what I want to know.
I think Thiago Silva, like, he'll be gone. You can't really think of him as long.
So take Thiago Silva. So take Thiago Silva out of it. I just mentioned Badiashile and Fofana. To me, they're perfect foils for each other.
Okay, Brian. I actually want to ask you, Brian, because you're asking the question, but not really telling us why you feel that way, in my opinion. So why do you feel like there isn't a centre-back pairing? Like, just go through all centre-backs there real quick and talk about why you don't see a perfect partnership with each other one. And I think this is a better basis to understand what we're actually talking about, to be honest, because I agree with 100% what Flores and Don Dada was saying, but I also need to know from what basis are you coming from to understand really where we actually having this conversation.
And C1 says this, and C1, you'll know better than me, so maybe I got it the wrong way around. But when I look at the profiles of both those two, in terms of Fofana and Badiashile, I think they can both be more the aggressors and push up the pitch, and I think they both have the attributes to sweep. I think Chelsea are blessed in that department.
I just don't get the worry about centre back.
No, that's what I'm saying. I want to hear from.
I want to be wrong about it, but like you, man, to me, I'd love to have that type of headache.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like Brian, like from your
especially Badiashile, I'm a big fan of him. Like when you look,
I rate Badiashile. I think.
I was like, who the fuck is this?
I just think.
No, but say from your perspective, real quick, before we move on, like on this topic, like why do you feel like there isn't like a perfect partnership at Chelsea?
I don't know. Maybe I can't even explain what I'm trying to say, but or maybe what I'm saying doesn't make sense.
Any sense.
I just don't think. Well, I don't know. I just don't. I look at them individually.
Bram, relax. We're here to flesh these things out. That's why
I know. I look at them
deep breaths, my bro. Deep breaths.
Bram, I've been in your situation when I've been on here and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to put together what I'm trying to say. It's cool. Go on. You know what I'm saying? Go on.
Yeah, he does that all the time at the Liverpool, Manchester United.
I think I look at them individually and I look at what they could be as a collective, like in terms of a pairing, and. Badiashile has impressed me. I rate him, but the rest, I think Cole's like good.
Is it more levels more than a partnership, fam? Because you don't seem convinced about Fofana. I know your thoughts on like youth products, like and how Chelsea fans overrate him. Thiago Silva is not going to be there, so it seems. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not so much partnership; it's more so the level of these players. Because you rate Badiashile.
I think it's the level, and I think it's. Yeah. Well, I think both. Again, like Fofana, I've said he's not on the level of the others, but I rate Tomori, and I think he's more or less just as good as Tomori. So I don't mind that. But I don't think Fofana suits or
what you're trying to do.
And I think he's our best centre back.
First. And just the people in the chat as well, before you go, Alan. Hey, people, we're just shooting here. You gotta let man shoot. You know what I'm saying? Not every shot goes in, man. Like it happens. Like, if man has then explaining it and then realized like, yo, this don't make too much sense right now. It's cool, man. We're just here chopping up.
Moving like I have a shot comp.
Yeah, but yo, Ahmed, are you there?
No, he's gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he dropped out.
I want to chat to
him. So why
I guess
they complement each other then.
This is what I was gonna ask, because like football is still a sport I'm learning about. So like I'm legitimately curious and I want to know like what is it about Fofana that doesn't make him a good fit to play beside Badiashile?
This makes no sense anyway. You haven't explained.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't make any sense because listen, we have types of people. We have optimistic people, we have like myself, and then we have the pessimists. And coming out of our rough year, Prime probably just a bit apprehensive and pessimistic. Would he consider?
No, it's just that I've been looking for us to build a centre back partnership for a number of years now.
You're right. As I said, you just came out of a tumultuous year. Now you just need to get.
I don't know why people keep referencing last season.
You know what
as
it
if that
feels
has
like?
anything to do with what I'm talking about.
And in the last 3 years, the number one thing that we haven't had to worry about is our centre backs.
Because because we've had Silva who's led us and Tuchel who's built our defense. Like Rudiger and Christensen, again, I think they are quality centre backs, but before Tuchel came in, they were nothing special.
Careful, it's Christensen you're talking about.
One second,
right here.
Go on, last point on it. I'm going to move on. Go on, Black.
I don't know. If all I'm saying doesn't make sense, it's fine. We can move on. But it's just a thought I've had for a while.
You know what it feels like? It feels like just because like Prime hasn't seen it yet, so he doesn't believe it, kind of a thing.
Flesh it out, Prime. It will happen.
That's
Maybe
what
not
it
initially,
feels like.
but it will happen. Big up to Warrior J, though, says Onana and Manyoung are too expensive for Chelsea. They're looking for a backup goalkeeper who can also help in rotation with Kepa. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So that's interesting. Why is what too expensive? Onana ain't even that much according to reports. How much? Wait, you not got money to spend though because you got the Mount money, Kai Havertz money, and all them players you shift off to Saudi Arabia. So this don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Unless Onana's more than
but then again, it is coming from Fabrizio, so.
So I think it might be usage of expensive here, as in like they don't want to spend more money as opposed to they can't spend. Like it's just a decision, because that's what it seems like with the keeper situation. They've simply just decided that we're gonna opt for like signing somebody who is on Kepa's level, so to speak, as opposed to like above Kepa's level, which is a really strange stance. I don't know why that's happening, but that's how it's
available. Yeah, the guys are available. Right ahead.
Exactly. Our contract
I'm
is
okay.
mad.
I'm all right. Thank you.
Big up to Dennis as well. Says question to Flawless. I told you we ain't getting Mbappe this summer. My guy João Felix Diaz from Marsa, which is a reliable Spanish source. Real Madrid find it impossible to get Mbappe this summer. Big up to you, Dennis. Always good to see you in the chat. I still think you'll get him. But maybe unpopular, but I think you're the number one destination. You're one of the few teams that can afford him. I don't see in any way, shape, or form PSG letting Mbappe go on a free. So if Mbappe does, if the only way you lot don't get him is if Mbappe signs a new deal at PSG, which does seem unlikely, but obviously things can change quickly in the world of football. But I still think you'll get him if he doesn't sign a new deal. Yeah, exactly, like Ramsey. Yeah, like Ramsey's mentioned there. Yeah, exactly. But obviously we've seen Mbappe get linked to Arsenal, which is jokes. It's actually ironically been linked to Liverpool before, but I think he's Madrid bound. I think he's it's facts. Am I lying now?
You have to mention that.
Got you there.
Am I lying?
Got you there.
Yeah, like this is the facts.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He has been. No. I'm not saying there's anything legit. I'm not saying it's from legit sources, but reports have come out linking Mbappe to Liverpool previously.
Yes,
People started.
Go on.
People started the links with Mbappe because he said in one press conference if he was to move to England, the only two clubs he'd play for were United and Liverpool.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, he said
United and Liverpool.
I mean, it makes sense to be fair in terms of the clubs, but now, but I remember there were Liverpool fans there was a time period. Liverpool fans were pushing the agenda that Nike sponsor is the reason why he's gonna come.
Facts.
Look, I cannot help you with that, my friend. I cannot help you with that.
I have a question for Rams when I get chat.
Yeah, go on, Black Diamond. Go on. And you in the chat continue to get your questions in as well. Yeah, go on, Black Diamond.
Yeah, because I would have seen a lot of Liverpool fans said that they didn't get Jude because the money was available. But looking at the money spent on McAllister and Tobozo Boy, is it that Jude just decided, as indicated, he dropped that he just chose Real Madrid over Liverpool? What do you think really took place?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both. I think if you're looking at from a Jude point of view, I think he preferred Real Madrid over Liverpool. But it's also, you could also put into account Liverpool actually being smart and not allowing to spend all their money on one player.
Yeah. You could actually spread it across the team. Okay, great.
No matter how good Jude Bellingham is, he is no Steven Gerrard. He is no Paul Scholes. He is no Xavi, Iniesta. Well, maybe he may get to that level when he's older, but at this moment he's not. So Liverpool were thinking he's not going to transform his midfield. So
let me put something to you, and this is not you in particular, because you are very level-headed. But I mean, even for Popish, the way I see Callum reacting, you swear the Bozo boy is the next Messi. What is your expectation for him? Because yes, he's class, two-footed, highly technical, dead ball specialist. I think he might struggle with the physicality in his first year. But what is your expectation for him in his first season? Talking about possible GA and impacting on the team.
I think I might have fueled the Callum hype because I went on.
You spoke about that guy long before anybody knew him. Yeah.
I went on to the stats. I went on to the stats for Szoboszlai and I looked at him, and he's got the defensive stats surprised me a lot. I think he registered 9.6 duels contested, and 50% of them were successful. I think about 53% of them were successful, and that's almost double the amount of what Henderson has. And Henderson is meant to be our best presser in the team. So yeah. I think the physicality wise, I think in terms of pressing wise, I think there's no problem. Like, he still has the RB genes inside of him. If you're going to play for RB Leipzig and Salzburg, you got to know how to press, and you've got to know how to work hard. So I think in that side of things, I am not too concerned about it. I think it's just the pace of the Premier League he needs to get used to, because he hasn't had the physicality, the play, and the pace put to him at that level. So maybe the
he really got the number 8?
Yeah, he's got the number 8.
Wow, it shoes to fill.
I think he wanted the number 8. I know for a fact he likes Steven Gerrard a lot when he was younger.
He said he apparently got a tattoo related to him.
Jez.
That's wild.
Apparently is the key word.
Jez, I'm with Lewis. I mean, it's your life. Getting a tattoo of another man is a bit wild.
If it's your idol, I'm not playing you. If it's your idol, you know what I'm saying?
I get if it's your missus, but another man that you've never met in your life.
Rabs, you're wrong, because Jazz has a tattoo of flawless, brother. Just know that.
Bro, what? Yo, that's a crazy accusation. That's a crazy accusation.
In all seriousness, he's got a quote of what Steven Gerrard, which I don't even think Gerrard said it, because I know for a fact the Scouser doesn't say those kind of things from the way it translates. But he's got a quote from Steven Gerrard that is translated into Hungarian on his arm, apparently.
Fair enough. I mean, by the way, I need to say quickly as well. I was trying to watch the first interview, then I went to the Liverpool YouTube page. And guess what? They're saying I need to pay for a membership to watch the full interview. Yo, like,
bro,
what's wrong with your football club? What's wrong with your football club? Like, that is, yo, what?
I remember the days where LSC TV was free if you had Sky. It was just with the package. Even if you didn't have Sky Sports, it's just with the package. Now you got to pay an extra $18.99 on top of your original package to watch LSC TV, bro. It's mad. It's gone wild, man. It is.
How is your midfield gonna line up?
If I was gonna go for midfield, it would probably be Fabinho, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. So one more advanced playmaker, one more decent ball handler with McAllister, and then just a destroyer with Fabinho, and then Trent will invert and make his plays from there.
And no one to cover Trent.
3-3 is a good formation.
Yeah, it'll be the 3-2-2, 3-2-2-3.
What?
3-2-2-3.
Okay.
3-2-2-3. Yeah, the same thing that Pep has, basically.
Okay.
So you're trying to copy his whole flow. Is this what you do?
No, but just you can't copy positional play by play.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's just
That's madness.
It's more of a German twist on it rather than a tiki-taka twist on it. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. Like,
but yeah, on that point, Brian, it will be ideally Konate covering on the right centre back, and then Virgil in the middle and someone on the left.
Hey, large up again, just under 200 of you lot in there, which is big. Large up, continue to get your questions in. Hey, it is like the Q&A, like I mentioned at the very top of the show, and during members' comments take priority like a super chat. So if I don't get to your question, I'm not ignoring you lot. Obviously, the best non-members, non-super chat questions I'll get to, but that's just one of the perks of the membership. So that's all it is. So I'm not ignoring anybody in the chat. Dennis goes on to say, panel, opinions about this Chouameni to Arsenal links. Find these links hilarious. Why would he leave the most successful club in Spain?
It's bullshit. It's bull.
A major trophy since 2004. You said it there, Dennis. Find the links hilarious, as we all do. I find it hilarious too. But hey, Arsenal fans can dream.
You know what's funny, Flawless? Arsenal fans believe this shit, man.
Of course, because they desperate. You would. If you haven't won a major trophy since 2004, you would believe this type of thing.
Believe it. They believe that next year they can get Mbappe.
Yeah, of course.
On what level?
Bro, forget believing it. It's past believing it. They've put together the Twitter threads, breaking down the tactics, placing in the team, what angle of passes they're going to add to the team, all that shit, bro. Forget believing it. It goes way past that.
Yeah, like, that's just legit. So, yeah, Dennis, it is just hilarious. And that's just
the hilarious thing I saw is the hilarious, because I don't want to drag up this too long, but the hilarious part about this I saw is apparently they need to sell him because of FFP reasons. As if any club get even exposed to FFP in the first place. But bear in mind, if that is the case, Arsenal is spending hella money.
Is that
so
the
why
real
are they not
league
getting
gunner?
exposed to FFP? I was saying, bro, like, and even the reports. There's not even they don't even tag a source. It's just I'm telling you, I believe people are just making the story up.
Yeah, people do, because I was having this conversation. Being Cam with the United Arsenal. Big up League Gunner in the chat as well. Make sure
is that the real League Gunner?
Big up League Gunner, my G.
So it's the real
League Gunner.
So
apologies on Kai Havertz.
So shout out.
No, Lewis, don't apologize. Hold that.
I wouldn't wish. I don't wish Havertz to leave.
Can I ask a question? Yeah,
go.
Question. It's a serious question. What's it with the Kai Havertz and Dennis Bergkamp stuff I'm seeing on Twitter, man?
The people are just reaching.
Speak to this fucking minerals and this fan base, bro.
No, let's not. Chelsea fans started that when we bought Havertz.
People just reaching.
Yeah, that's saying, Chelsea fans are also delusional, but
we called him the next Ozil and Kaka.
No. People said Bergkamp, Lewis. People said Bergkamp.
Again, but that's all fan bases are gonna do that when they sign a top player. They're gonna compare him, and very rarely, very very rarely does that player lead up to that hype. Big up to Lee Gunner also, who says Greenwood to feature next season for you. I don't know. I have no idea. His reports are saying, well, he got pictured training private with a Manchester United coach. Will he play for us? I'm unsure. I don't know, but I don't put anything past this football club. Big up to Bobby H as well, who says, off football, so my apologies. No need to apologize. It's a sports Q&A. What do you make of the potential Fiore versus Ngannou? What I've heard this. I don't know how true these reports are. If someone in the chat maybe can let me know. Is it a boxing bout? Is it in an octagon? Like, what is going on? What are the rules of it? I heard something about, it's going to be no knockdowns. It's going to be X amount of rounds. Like, I'm unsure as to what it actually is. So I don't know. What exactly is it? Like, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it. But Fiore needs to forget fight. He's not at the phase in his career where I'm trying to see him fight UFC guys. Like, this is not the way forward. Again, would it be big money? Yes, but there's probably bigger money in boxing bouts. Him versus Anthony Joshua is a bigger bout than this. Him versus Usyk is a bigger bout than this. Him versus Wilder 4 is arguably a bigger bout than this in terms of money. So it's kind of like you got all these bouts on the table. Like, say he fights Anthony Joshua and beats him, the rematch would still do numbers. Even if he beats Anthony Joshua convincingly, and then Anthony Joshua fights two other people like in between type of thing, like there's money like there to be had. Because we were talking about fan bases and people being delusional. That's just sport wise. Like, people get brainwashed. I always bring up Mayweather Pacquiao. For years, that was billed as if it was a 50-50 fight, and it never was. In the entire time that people was hyping up that fight, and it was billed as 50-50, and that's why it's still the highest grossing boxing event in terms of revenue, just look at both fighters. And then you can see that this is clearly not a 50-50 matchup. So, yeah, we're interested to see with Fury and Ngannou. But if it happens, I'll watch, of course, because I'm a fan of Fury like that. And big up to Lee Gunner as well, says, this guy, you're a joke, man. He says, also smash the likes and subscribe. Dennis says,
big up, my G.
I know Lee Gunner's a massive Dennis Bergkamp fan. So
yeah, of course.
If he's still there, I want to know his thoughts on this whole Havertz
you know his thoughts. You know his thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We all know his thoughts.
Yeah, I think
we all know.
Yeah, I think he knows his thoughts without watching his video. So yeah.
Any Arsenal fan would be disgusted by those comparisons.
Facts. Anyone who watched him of any note would be.
I'll say some. I'll say any.
Question to the guys in the panel that watch basketball: where do you see Dame Lillard going? That's actually a good question. Alan, we'll go to you. Where do you see Dame ending up?
Well, he's trying to go to Miami, and I think it'll probably work out in the end. But it's tough because it's hard to know what are the other teams like. What are the other teams offering? Because at the end of the day, like it really doesn't. It doesn't really benefit Portland to just appease to his will unless there's like a solid relationship that exists there. And the way this whole kind of situation has been negotiated publicly in the media, it makes me feel like there's actually not that good of a relationship there. So if they're not really like tight like that, what's the point of just like trading him to Miami just because he wants it? Miami, I don't think has the best offer on the table. So it's tough. Like we'll have to see what happens. But if he's really convinced that Miami is the only place he wants to go, and he's telling all the other teams in the league like I'm not gonna show up if you trade for me, then yeah, like he'll find his way to Miami. Well, he's made it clear that Miami is where he wants to go, but it just depends of like again how much conviction does he have, right? Apparently he'd be open-minded to Brooklyn, and those are his main two places. But at the end of the day, we'll see. We'll see how it develops. I still think Miami is the most likely outcome, but I don't know. They don't have the best assets. They don't have the best offer on the table. I think that's guaranteed.
I would love to see Matty Buck at Milwaukee. I would love to see him at Milwaukee.
You like to see him at the Bucks?
At Milwaukee. Yeah. Well, Dame and Giannis, that'd be a crazy one too.
No, that would be crazy, but would they even be able to do a deal anyways in the first place? I don't think they would even have the assets.
They don't have draft picks or players like
or that. Even like that's why I also got to say when with my turn that Portland is just gonna send him. Obviously, I don't think they will do him that dirty, but I think it's more about what is the best thing for Portland.
Hey, so Jess, here's my thing, right? On this issue, you have to look at it like, so Dame has been quote unquote loyal to Portland for like a long time now, probably over 10 years, right? Thing is, while he's been there, a lot has changed. So like when he got there, the owner that was there at the time was like somebody who had a very good connection with the players. Then he passed away, and then somebody else took over. And then in terms of the manager, so like the equivalent of the sporting director, this is the third guy here. And like I think this guy's fairly new, and like this, I just think that like a lot of new faces are involved in the situation. And I just think like the newer people might not feel the same loyalty to Dame as like the older, like that's what I'm saying about the relationship with the Portland front office. I kind of just question that it's like in a good place, the way how like all of this whole situation has unfolded publicly. Like if you are tight with your guys there, why are you guys not just having the conversation privately? Like all these annoying leaks, all like every 2 days a new thing of Dame wants this, or Dame wants this, or Dame would stay if this happens. And then on Portland's side, they're like, oh, Dame has been involved in the pre-draft workouts. Dame likes Scoot, all this stuff. Just like there's so much negotiating happening publicly. I just doubt that the relationship is good.
I agree. And so this is where like if I'm Portland, I know you did you were a loyal servant, but we don't really give a fuck about you once you leave. So
we also paid you well. It wasn't like you were loyal for no reason. You were paid handsomely. Like you're one of the highest paid players
in the league.
Do you guys think he would have stayed if they had the first round draft pick?
The first overall pick? Like
first overall what they had Wemby.
Oh yeah, I think so. Because Wemby's just like, fuck it. That's something you can just say, you know what, we can try to win with this team. Because like there's a chance that Wemby is a win now piece at age 19 immediately. Like, there's a chance.
You think so? You think he's that good?
I just think that
Bro,
at the very
It depends
minimum,
sometimes. It
at
depends
the
on
very
the
minimum,
situation.
he could play a role. At the very
Yes.
minimum, he could play a role really, really well. Like I think if he had to be Dame's number 2, I think he could probably do that at 19, right? Because this
Like
is a
my
guy
bro.
that has superstar Hall of Fame potential. So being Dame's number 2, that's achievable early.
When a man, well, he's not even a man. When a kid throws a 3 and ends up missing the 3 and still picks it up and dunks on everybody else, that is,
bro,
that
it's
is
unreal.
mad.
Oh yeah,
It's
Ram, I
unreal.
forgot your basketball, so we'll get your thoughts on it in a sec. But go on, carry on, Alam.
No, it's good. It's good. Ram, go ahead.
Oh, that
Go on,
was
Ram,
what I
your
was
thoughts on
going
it.
to say.
Nah, in regards to Dame, where do you see him going now?
I think if it was the best place for him, I think it would be Miami. I think someone mentioned it, Miami, because they have who is it? Is it Kyle Lowry that they have in their team?
Yep.
They have Kyle
Lowry's
Lowry, they have
over
obviously
And
Butler's
Lowry-
there, Bam Adebayo, like just they have pieces
Lowry-
there, and with Dame, they could
Lowry-
do something.
And I think the biggest weaknesses is in the guarding position, the shooting guard and point guard. Because Kyle Lowry is a 36-year-old man, and he shouldn't be
Warrior
starting.
J, big up. Go on, carry on.
Shout out Warrior J.
Unless you're LeBron James,
They got Warrior.
yeah, you shouldn't be starting, man. Is done for him. So I think Miami would be the best place for him, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but it's understandable. Like Portland, they're not going to be challenging anytime soon. And who did they pick again? They picked
Scoot
Henderson.
Henderson. Which also has, even just in terms of just squad building itself, like you have 3 undersized guards there, which a lot of people were wondering why they drafted him to begin with.
Yeah.
But maybe they knew that. I mean, apparently the reports were saying that it was a long time coming that he's gonna request a trade. So I think they were already thinking, you know what, he's gonna request a trade.
That's what I was thinking when they drafted Scoot
to be a part of the guards, and they're not gonna play 3 undersized guards.
Yo,
so
100%. It's also so convenient because like Scoot is a clear decision, but also you could hide behind the fact that like Scoot's so much better than everybody else available at number 3. They just had to take him, right? So in a way, like you get to move on from Dame while getting to hide behind the fact that like, oh, maybe we're not moving on from Dame. We just had to take the best player. Like they don't lose leverage, but they get to take a step towards moving on from Dame. So like it was just such a perfect move for them.
But
yeah, hold up. Before we Flex Felix says Dame Dollar will be good on the Raptors. Yo, he'd be unreal. He'd be so good. It's just a matter of whether he would want to come. And it's just funny because this was the exact situation Kawhi was in a few years ago where he was requesting a trade. He was requesting a trade to a specific location, Los Angeles. And yo, the other team just said, fuck that shit and traded him to Toronto and it worked out, right? So it's funny how this is a similar situation and we'll see what the outcome is. But that comment is like very, it perfectly leads me into something I was going to bring up. And that's, so I did a live stream about Dame and the Raptors. I have a channel that I've had for a little bit with Raptors content that I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out of for a while. And I'm deciding to take it seriously now. So Toronto Hoop Talk, I'll plug my shit. Check that shit out. I will.
What's it on YouTube or is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's
YouTube. Yeah. What is it? Hey, one of the mods. You know what I'm saying? Drop the link for Alam's channel in the drop the link, please. One of the mods, drop the link in the comment section, please, and I'll add that as well. I didn't know, so yeah, let us know what's gonna be coming up on that. And big up,
bro. Just literally last 2-3 days I started doing streams. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated as I do more stuff. But I'm in these YouTube streets now.
Let's go, man. Love that. Hey, someone, like I said, one of the mods, drop the links. And speaking of that, obviously, you know what I'm saying, the content creators, the family is massive. Big up. Monts is also in the cup. What are you saying, fam? You good?
Big up, bro.
Yo, Monts, you there?
Oh, you man, we telling me.
Man, you blessed, yeah?
Happy Sabozla Day, people. You man,
you know how it is, man.
Hey, to be fair, it's a day past, to be fair, so it's not the day anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It was yesterday, not today.
Oh no, you lot didn't know. This celebration lasts till the end of the transfer window.
Oh, you know what? Fair enough. Like, okay, it's like Klarna, with like Liverpool, like.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
yo.
Months
I knew this
has
Months
been
guy wanted to just come in here just to run his
Eh,
mouth about this
Mons,
nonsense.
yeah,
Mons.
yeah.
I
Because
actually
that's
want to
the
know his thoughts. I actually want to know his thoughts about it.
Before you might continue, I just clicked on this now. Hey, I like this, Alan. Man's got the clean setup, the Toronto Hoop Talk. You know what I'm saying? In the bar, this looks professional. I'm about to subscribe now with Sarcasm City TV. Just wanted to
Yeah, I'm nice with it. I'm nice with it.
Yeah. This looks cold. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just watching now. Man's got the whole welcome to Toronto Hoop Talk. Yeah, I don't even have an introduction. What's it called? All right, we see you, man. Nice Avies and that. Yeah, I'm gonna check this out. 110%. You do live streams or is it pre-records or a mix of both?
I did pre-records last summer, but then like ever since I started live streaming with you guys, I just liked that so much better. So I did like 4 streams in the last couple of days, and they've been doing okay. So
yeah, man,
okay.
that's what I'm talking
Well
about. I see
done,
you with the schedule. Yeah, man. Hey, see that?
Yeah,
Alam
I
started
subscribe.
not started his own thing, but he's restarted his own thing. You got Ahmed who's doing his own thing as well. So yo, man, the family's growing.
Just
So
Malcolm
make sure you
too.
go subscribe. Yeah, Malcolm as well. So make sure you lot subscribe. Nero as well. He's gonna be doing his own thing very soon as well. So yeah, man, salute every single time. You lot go subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do so. I'm gonna add it underneath in the description as well. You know what I'm saying, so not from this week, but from next week. It'll be underneath in the description also.
2 months. Yeah, I want to chat to Month. I mean, for a lot of months now, Month has been he has been pressed. And since this Tabuzo guy signed, Months is on cloud 9. How do you feel, my brother? I want to ask the same thing I asked Rams. What are your expectations?
Wait, did you say I've been oppressed on midfield? What did you say? I've been what? I didn't hear, bro.
You've been depressed and whatnot and dumb with FSG. Now that you're spending money,
yeah, like, bro,
he's Tabuzo guy.
It was hard times, bro. I was this close to smoking a blunt, and I don't even smoke. So at this moment in time, I'm on cloud 10. I've gone and signed, I'd say, a very promising midfielder for the price of £60 million or 70 million euros, whatever you want to call it, while the guy on the left of me has signed Kai Havertz for the same money, and the guy on the right of me has signed Mason Mount for the same price. So when I'm seeing my op sign average Joes for the same money, I can't complain.
True.
I honestly can't complain.
The only thing I'd say, there's no Arsenal fan to the right of you, but go on, carry on.
No. When I say to the right of me, I'm talking about Man U and Arsenal.
What's the expectation for Sabozolai in the first notice? I said Sabozolai or Sabozo guy. What's your expectation in the first season? What are we looking at?
It's not Sabozo, it's Sabozolai. That's what we're gonna call him for one.
Boss.
Sabozolai.
No, but as this across here is Sabozo guy until he delivers. But
fair enough. I said 10 Hog's Guten Tag till he delivers, and he delivered last season.
Exactly,
so
right.
I hear that.
But on a serious note, what's the expectation for this guy in his first season?
Before you continue, yo, Lee, I'm gonna get to your comment in a second, but much appreciate, my guy. Much appreciate.
Hey, God.
In a second, love to Lee going every single time, man. Always support. Yeah, go on, Monts, Black Diamond. You man, carry on.
Yeah, what's the expectation for him in his first season? I think he might struggle a bit with physicality. What's your views on that?
I feel like it just depends where Klopp plays him. I think if Klopp does play him on the right centre mid, which is where he predominantly operates, right wing / right centre mid. If you look at what Henderson does, he makes a lot of unselfish runs and he plays quite wide in game, even though his starting position is right centre mid. So with Szoboszlai, imagine if he's getting in all, because if you actually look at the positions Henderson takes up, they're good positions. He just can't bang ball no more. So, you know, you just can't bang ball no more. Like,
there's a big pause right after that, man.
That it is what it is. So
respect your best ever Premier League captain.
He no longer plays.
I'll respect him when you respect that Champions League winner who's just gone to Arsenal. You see how that one works?
I respect Kai. Thank you for winning the Champions League
and a Champions League.
No, that one.
Let's not get into this carry on, Months.
Yeah, that one was for Lewis. But yeah, so if he takes up those positions that Henderson has taken up, then it's going to be a lot more effective going forward. Defensively, I'm not sure how he's going to do covering for Trent though, unless Trent is going to be in the midfield with him. Then we're talking, you know what I'm saying? So there's so many midfield options. I reckon Szoboszlai will fit right in because again, he's not short. He's 6'1". He's physical. He's technical. He's got that whole knuckleball thing going on. I don't know if you guys have seen the way he strikes the ball. It's quite clean. Clean striker of the ball. He's very smart. He's good playing out from the back. I'm not really seeing too many weaknesses in his game. It's just whether he can translate those skills that we've seen from the Bundesliga to the Premier League, because the Bundesliga is
what type of GA expected? What type of GA anticipated?
GA, he got 14 GA in the Bundesliga for 2 seasons, isn't it? Is that how much he got? It was 8 and 6, I believe.
Yeah, 8 and 6.
6 and 8. Or 6 and 8 or one. Either way, listen, Bundesliga, you got to divide by 2, find the square root, and then add 1. That's how it translates to the Premier League. So you know when Sancho had like 40 GA, you had to divide it by 2 into 20.
Yeah.
You had to find the square root, someone get a calculator, do the maths, and then you had to add 1.
This is not a strong suit in this channel.
Wait, so Mons,
hey,
what you're
just
saying?
you in it. How about that? Bear in mind, if you asked me to do that maths, I couldn't do it. But carry on.
What you're saying is he's gonna pull up Havertz.
I can't do that maths as well, flawless man.
No. Well, listen. He's not gonna pull a Havertz, because remember, Szoboszlai is not an attacker. Like he's not. He's a midfielder.
No. I said Havertz numbers.
Oh, Havertz numbers. No, listen, bro. If Szoboszlai was to get 10 GA in the Prem while operating in right centre mid, I'm calm with that.
Havertz has never got 10 GA. Or
I think he has. I think he has got
10 goals. Sorry, I thought you said goals.
Once if we go by your mathematical calculation there, then we're looking at 5 goals, 2 assists. Yeah.
Yeah, because if the square root of 20 is probably like 4.5.
Wait, Flawless, is that right? Flawless, is that right?
Hey, Prime, finesse. Man, finesse. You know what I'm saying?
No, but yo, can I say
he's right though? I didn't know that shit. You know he's right.
So, can someone work out what the square root of 20 is? I'm pretty sure it's 4.4 something. But that's in my head. I'm working out.
Like, bro, I started.
Flawless, is that right?
I still don't know.
Hey, you tell me is that's right, dickhead.
Yeah, Prime, you gonna find out, bro. What's your
saying?
I'm saying.
You got
no, but yo, can I say though on the Szoboszlai thing as well? Like, I don't know if Ram agrees with me, but I think a weakness with him is there's periods and seasons where he, in my opinion, bro, when I watch him, he tends to fade away for a couple of games. And I don't know if Ram agrees.
He's allowed to do that.
I
that is mainly because
that's the problem.
From Dubai.
Yeah, go on, Mons. Let Mons go. Let Mons go.
Just, do you know why that's not a problem? Because you see, if your team's just whack, or let's say you have a midfield 3 and 2 of your midfielders aren't good enough in your eyes. If they go missing, then it's a problem. When you've got quality all over the pitch, if one player goes missing, the other will fill in. So if Szoboszlai doesn't turn up in one game, he's not the talisman. So it's not going to be life or death for Liverpool. It's more so if Trent has an off game, that's an issue because we lack creativity. Szoboszlai has added creativity. McAllister's added creativity, but will they be in the midfield at the same time? Probably not. So because we have Trent, Szoboszlai not performing for a game is not really a mad thing. As long as he puts the running in, because that's what Klopp wants. As long as he does the legwork.
Oh, he would do that. He would do that. Like, it's not like
but that's what I mean. Like if Salah doesn't score, again, that's the thing where it's like, who else chips in the way? So, you know, I can't.
I get what you're saying. I see you're comfortable. Yeah.
Szoboszlai isn't the life and death of our midfield. That's basically the answer to that question.
No, yeah,
that's well articulated. Yeah, I love hearing young people. We have Jels here, we have Rams here, we have Mons here, I love hearing young people speak on an intellectual level. But Mons, see how we're going
and then before you continue, you just got Lewis bantering people in the chat saying, what a talent.
Yeah.
Oh, my guy's waffling about
yeah, no, Lewis saying, Havertz turns up versus Liechtenstein and Israel. Sorry, that was just such an ironic moment because of what Black Diamond said is 110% correct. And then I look to the right, I just see Lewis saying, yo, what a talent. Oh yeah, Havertz turns up. I just think that's beautiful. That's all that is. That was just beautiful.
Lewis, Havertz is gone. How are you still beefing people?
I think
people
that's
still chatting shit.
That's how bad he is, though. And big up to Lee Gunner as well. Much appreciated, my guy. He says, Flawless, don't worry, next season you'll bang 20k, trust me. The collab will bang hard as fuck, trust me. Madden to subscribe, we changed that. Hey, big up to Lee Gunner. And he said this before, said this again. You'll see me on his channel in the upcoming season. I know he's gonna put together a crazy collaboration with me, him, and a couple others as well. So salute to Lee Gunner every single time. Dennis says,
content too much.
Yeah. Question to the panel: what is the top three fiercest derbies in Europe? For me, first is Arsenal versus Spurs, Atletico versus Real Madrid, then Inter versus AC Milan. He goes on to say the fiercest derby in Europe. Question: I know this will be a serious debate. When I mean fierce, I'm talking about hatred. We're talking hatred. If we're talking this guy, we're saying hatred. Arsenal Spurs is up there. If you're talking just straight hatred. They cannot stand each other. Like, I agree. The reason why I don't put Inter AC in there is because players can go from one club to another and people don't really say too much. There's multiple players who've done that. There's multiple players who have played for Italy. I've played for Milan, AC Milan.
How big is the North London derby?
That's a whole different question.
That's a different question.
You know what you do in Prime, don't. You know what I'm
saying?
No. Question though.
Prime's doing that thing. I've done it. I'm not doing anything. In comparison to the major derbies,
we'll get to that. Let's get to this, and then we're gonna get to
that.
Yeah, but in terms of hatred, I do put Arsenal Spurs up there. They really can't see. Sorry, Lewis, your comments in the comment section are cracking me up. In regards to hatred, Arsenal Spurs is
old firm.
Like you can't move between those two. That's enough. Rangers Celtic, yes.
I want to say all the people, but that's Rangers Celtic is for me. Rangers Celtic is pure hatred because of religion, isn't it?
It's religious shit. Yeah. I would say you're gonna say the old firm is there too. I would say Arsenal, Spurs, Celtic, Rangers, and then third. I'm not sure. You lot let me know.
I would say I would say
El Clasico.
I would say Fenerbahce, Galatasaray.
Oh my god!
In terms of hatred, I think in terms of hatred, I think that tops both of them in my opinion.
I remember.
Do you know what it is? A key factor. I'll say a key factor when it comes to these derbies is that there could be hatred, but if the teams are too far apart in quality, that kind of takes away from the fieriness of the derby. So, for instance, Liverpool and Everton, there's mad hatred there. Yes. However, because there's such a difference in quality, man just don't take the derby. Like outside of Liverpool, the derby ain't taken as seriously. If that
back in the 80s, it was.
100%. But not now.
Similar.
I'll say there's hatred there.
Lemland.
No, go on.
Now go on.
So basically what you're saying is if one team is like winning titles and the other isn't, it's not a comparable derby.
I wouldn't say a comparable derby, but
dwindles.
I'd say the hatred is still there, but I'm not saying between the clubs the hatred isn't there because it is. As I said, Liverpool and Everton.
I'm talking about worldwide.
Worldwide's a bit different. Like for instance, if you go and find an Arsenal fan who lives in, I don't know, Hawaii. Yeah, and you go and find a Tottenham fan, that lives in Madrid. I dialed it down to Madrid, innit? But
hey, I get the point you're making. Go on, lad.
I've seen some crazy shit. Go on.
They'll know to not like each other. Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm talking about fans outside of the city won't always hate each other the same if the golfing quality is mad. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but going back to my question of how...
We're going to stay on this.
Yeah, Brian, we're going
in a second.
Let me land quickly, Bram. Just so, for instance, I was in Prague the other day. Yeah?
Was it Sparta Prague and Slavia Prague?
That's a mad thing as well. But not even that. So I was in Prague the other day, and I'm walking, and I come across a female. Listen, and it's not going well. I think, guys, just hear me out.
I said some wilder stuff, to be honest.
Definitely said some wild stuff. Yeah.
Hear me out. I come across this girl. She's with a friend, and somehow, obviously, I'm talking to them. Don't ask me why I'm talking to them. Anywho, she goes, wait. you like football? I said, yeah. I'm filming some stuff here. I like football. She goes, what team do you support? I go, I support Liverpool. She kissed her teeth straight away. Straight away. And she goes, I support Man United. That is hatred. She is from Amsterdam. We are in Prague.
She knows the culture.
I am from the UK. Why do you hate? That is
hatred, bro. But that's not a derby,
that is hate, bro.
Yeah, that's cold, man.
You see what I'm saying?
That's how TV, man.
This is that's hate. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
Respect to her because she gets the cold. She gets it.
I'll meet a United fan on the other side of the globe, and they'll kiss their teeth at me.
No, but the thing is, though, but Mons, they support United. So whether they grow up in Manchester or they grow up in Brazil, the fact that they're a United fan, obviously they're going to hate Liverpool. What I mean is, for people who are across the globe who don't support, say, like my point with Arsenal and Spurs, for people who don't support either of those two clubs, how much do they hold in the North London derby in comparison to other top
in-house? That's not the question, though.
But this is the point.
Yeah, Prime just the only one. I don't know.
Yeah, but Prime, that's what I'm trying. Prime, that's what I was trying to say. You are going a complete different road. You're talking about how big it is compared to other ones. This is completely in terms of hatred.
Yeah, we're saying soul hatred, and that's where that hatred lands. Like Mon said, he's met a girl from Amsterdam in Prague and told her he's a Liverpool fan, and she kissed
the latest one
because she's a United fan.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about just between the two clubs.
Yes, because that was the original question, but you just trying to get off your nonsense.
She didn't even just.
I'm not having nonsense. I'm trying to ask an actual question.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll get to that afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
How about this? She didn't even subscribe to the channel. How about that?
Hey, bro.
She even
should have told her you got Corey there, though, fam. You should have told her that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, she kissed her teeth and she looked at her friend like, look at this fool. Look at this fool. Like, bro, I'm from North London, innit? I'm from North London, yeah? I won't say exactly where, you know what I'm saying? But I'm from North London, very close to Tottenham, yeah? You can't walk up that high road with red. You can't.
Sorry to hear that.
You can't. You just can't, innit? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I said. But that's in-house. I still think North London derby's in the top 3, innit? But I'm just saying, you won't say Man U Liverpool's a derby, but that hate is different.
Yeah, that's why, because it's not classed as a derby, and that's why he said in particular hatred, and that's why Old Firm is definitely in there. Arsenal, I think Arsenal Spurs in terms of hatred is in there. Is that I think that's too, of course. And man mentioned.
I said Fenerbahce Galatasaray. You can't even
Millwall West Ham. Like that's a mad.
You're talking about.
I saw. You know the Greek. Somebody in the chat was saying what's it called?
Panathinaikos.
Yeah, and Olympiacos. Yeah, that one is crazy as well. I think the Belgrade. Like that's crazy. There's a lot of crazy ones where, like, if you got also Europe, obviously I would say River played Boca, but that's for
people are underrated. That was just I'll finish. Go on.
The Seville derby is supposed to be crazy too.
The Marseille PSG and Marseille is a mad thing.
He's talking about like. Yeah, it's nuts like these derbies, like Dynamo Bucharest, Star Bucharest. I mentioned Grimsby, Lincoln as well. So like, them hatreds is real. Like, and
you know what? It used to be a derby back in the day. Red Star Belgrade versus Dinamo Zagreb. That caused wars. That derby back in the day because there was no Serbian league, Croatian league. It was all in one.
Do you know, Rab, how you, again, I just love measuring derbies like this. When, again, Flawless, you'll know from knowing backstage stuff. When, again, you either talk to someone who has no idea about football and they just don't respect the thing. As in to say that, again, if you meet a girl and she don't like you because the team you support and she doesn't watch football, that shows, if it goes outside of football, that's how you know how mad it is. Yeah, bro. Yeah. You know the level of hatred, bro. It's crazy. Like, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Flawless, you know why I know PSG Marseille is a mad thing. But yeah, like, I can't explain that to
the and that's what it is. And the thing is with this, because there's no metric for it, anybody who's involved in it will tell you their rivalry. Like we've got there's Charlie who does Bristol Rovers, who supports Bristol Rovers. Ask him about that Bristol rivalry. Guarantee that ain't nothing sweet. That Bristol Rovers versus Bristol City. To us, we won't consider it like that because we're just not involved in its lower leagues. But when they play, that's on site. 110%. That shit serious. Like in terms of the rivalry and the hatred he will have. Go and call him who support. Go tell him he's a Bristol City fan. Watch him ban you from his channel. 110%.
See, but for me, this is why, because obviously I used to live in Germany, and I used to live in on Germany. There's obviously a lot of Turkish people, so I used to live in an area where the area was full Beşiktaş. So unless you were a Fener fan, if you were a Galatasaray fan in that whole area, bro, like people would treat you differently. Like you speak the same language. You could go to the same class and shit. But if they found out you were a Galatasaray fan, bro, you might as well just move because London would actually like. I know people that hurt each other because you support Galatasaray.
That's why it goes too far. Yeah, that's why I would never hurt someone like because they support Liverpool.
Different. This was that Fenerbahce Galatasaray one. I think for me that is crazy level of hatred where like man actually hurt each other because just in the streets like that.
Bro, there's a reason why the red starting I'm hearing because there's a reason why. In the season where I believe I think it was the season where we won the Champions League or we went out to Atletico. Red Star actually beat us away from home. There's a reason.
They beat us at home.
Yeah, it wasn't home.
At their home.
It was away at their home.
Yeah.
There's a reason they did that because flares, gunshotting at your head. Yo, brother, you don't go over there. Yo, you can't. Yo, you see them man there.
Lovren wasn't allowed to go, bro.
Bro, they weren't. You see it?
Lovren wasn't allowed to go.
They'll kill you, bro. They will kill you.
away fans,
bro. Like not obviously, bro. It's one of them things where like you see how I think even Rob Holding. I saw a video of Rob Holding talking about atmospheres in it, and he even said Red Star Belgrade. Like, bro,
he said it was something different.
Bro, it's just different, fam. So I can imagine.
Like, bro.
Go on, Ram. Last point.
When a footballer's not allowed to go because of certain reasons, that says a lot. It says a lot.
Wow, 110%. Now I hear you. And just to get to this, to Jason who says flawless, why isn't a City fan on your channel? I can't find one. That's why. If you know one that fits in,
the rivalry so deep. That's why.
If you that too. But if you know one and someone who fits, Jason, you've watched often enough because you said in the chat you have someone that fits what we do here at Sarcasm City. If they fit the system, then bomb. You know what I'm saying? Tell them call into a fan calling show.
They have to fit the tactics though.
Interview.
I'm saying, do they get the tactics? Do they fit in with
shout my guy.
These jokers?
We don't need another Ryan. We don't need another Ryan that just keep giving the ball away. Bro.
Yeah, facts. And the reason why we have Ryan here is because of the one City fan we've had on this channel. So it's not a good track record. So here we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but flawless. You're the manager. It's your fault though.
Nah, he faked it, man. He was on loan and did bits and then got a new deal. And then it's like, who is this guy? That's why
his comps were cold. That's the problem, though. Like,
hey, you know the guy that pretended to be somebody.
What's he like?
Hey, do you remember the story of somebody pretending to be somebody's footballer's son?
Ali Dia.
It was George Wade's son.
That was right. That's just what Ryan did, fam. Finesse the system.
And to Jason, who said before you go, who says get Big Steve on. It's not that type. Why do you think all of it? I can just go be like, yeah, Big Steve doing his own thing. Like it's not really something I can go and do. No, we're not. You see, just to clarify for people who like in this content creator space and that, like for myself, Monts, Lewis, we all don't live in the same place, and we can just all go and see each other. Like it's not that we all have lives outside of this. We all don't know each other contrary to popular belief.
I'm a hermit crap.
Yeah.
There's no YouTube. There's no YouTube city. You know what I'm saying? That we all just live in.
I follow you on Instagram.
I don't put my bins out and just see Lewis and Monts just chilling. Like no, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Just
would be nice though. It'd be nice.
Hey, if they did, maybe. So it makes content easier. It makes content easier to do. I say that much.
Someone called me. Someone said my name on my balcony.
Yeah, as I was saying, everybody in the chat, make sure and subscribe to Big Six Bands. It's actual fire. I've been enjoying Mon's streams, but Mon's had to shout you out, brother. There's this guy on your channel. He said that Rice's top 2 DMs in the world The same guy who was compared to the guy.
You gotta let kids cook, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Wild.
Sometimes flawless, you don't need them to cook.
Wait,
not everyone can handle, bro. I gotta handle kids off stream. How about that? He's we're in the same. I gotta deal with him off stream.
Diamond, did you say top 2 DMs in the world?
No. Yesterday he said he's the best. You lot didn't know. At the end of the
Rice
video,
is the best.
Kid said Rice is the best DM in the world.
But Mons, last season, when there was discussions about Partey being better than Casemiro and Rodri, Rice was not in that discussion.
Yes, but you see, and you see why I'm not having that. I'm not having that from you, Prime, because you was encouraging their fuckery. You was encouraging their stuff.
Months. Listen, sometimes need to gas them up so they fail even harder, man.
Oh
no! They come up with stupidity like that.
Prime, the guy said this. He said there were things that Odegaard could do on the ball that Neymar can't.
Yeah, I know. He also said that.
How about this? Man has been he was sending in all this stuff about Lavia this, Lavia that. The second Liverpool are now heavily linked with Lavia. Listen, if Partey stays, we don't even need him. You see that? Whenever someone is linked to Arsenal, they get a 50% stat boost. They get a stat boost on FIFA. They get the inform card. They get a team of the year. All of a sudden, they're the best at everything.
Online flooding.
But the second they're no longer linked to Arsenal, they get the down arrow. They get the red arrow. The stats go down, and they're not that good.
What's crazy is Mons. Ryan did the same shit with Lavia actually, because when Lavia wasn't linked to Liverpool, he was a bum. He was overrated. You don't see the hype. As soon as he's linked to you, like, all of a sudden it's deletes being being deleted, and it's he can help. He has a high ceiling.
Flawless. Ryan is the epitome of an Arsenal Liverpool fan. Do you know what that is? An Arsenal fan. Do you know what an Arsenal fan is? An Arsenal fan is a Liverpool fan who has the tendencies of an boy. So again, an Arsenal fan.
Oh God!
Is a Liverpool fan who has the tendencies of an impulsive Arsenal fan.
Go.
An impulsive Arsenal fan, not just an Arsenal fan, because not all Arsenal fans are like this, but the impulsive ones who just speak and don't think. You know this, I know this. Ryan was FS. Ryan was I can't. I'm not even gonna out man. He's not here. I'd rather wait till he's here.
No, you can't. You can't. It's out him.
If you don't, we will.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't, we will.
You know what? This makes it hilarious for us. The Raya Havertz. What was it again?
Raya Havertz. You know what I'm saying? That's what we called him, man.
It makes it even more funny though. The Raya Havertz. Oh my God.
Raya Havertz.
You man are trying to
Did you draft him down here?
Say that again.
He asked Ryan. Ryan said, if Liverpool does not win the EPL this season, he's gonna be clapped out.
Yeah, he did say that.
No,
he said that.
he
said that on Shameless. Hey, wait. Before you go, Months. No, Rams, he did say that on Shameless FC, the show we did before. Lewis and many others that joined over from the raid, because I asked him verbatim.
I thought he said he would look at him funny.
Do you know why that question means nothing? He was clocked out this season. He was clocked out this season.
Exactly, he was clocked out before.
I saw Roms had the receipt right there.
So Mons Claudius asked him, does City have the better manager? He said yes. Does City have the better squad? He said yes. So then Flawless asked, so if City has the better manager and the better squad and more resources, why would you be clapped out if he doesn't win the EPL? It's an oxymoron. It makes no sense.
I was on that stream one night.
You might have been on that stream. Yeah, it's a possibility that you was on that stream, Rams. 110%. Man, the jolting.
The way Monts described Ryan, I think it's the most perfect way I've ever heard someone describe Ryan before. I'm gonna use that.
He's not here.
And
who cares?
You care if he was here, we'd still talk about it. We say worse when he's here. You know what I'm saying? This is just being nice.
But Dennis,
facts. Dennis, I know you didn't watch it, so it's calm. But to everyone who's in the chat right now, can you please drop Lewis's channel, Carefree Lewis G, in the chat? Big Six Bants. Drop Mons's channel. Make sure you drop Alam's channel as well. What's it again, right? Alam, what is it?
Toronto Hoop Talk.
Make sure you drop that. Ahmed's channel as well, the Bridge 258. So there's 4. So Lewis's channel, Muns's channel, Alam's channel, and Ahmed's channel as well. Make sure you check out all 4. So one of the mods, can you please get on that and drop all 4 of those channels in the comment section, because I can't fit them all in the title. So please, can you do that? Thank you very much. And subscribe here as well. So not only subscribe to all those channels, make sure you subscribe here as well to Sarcasm City TV. We've already gone on well over 100 likes, so big up to you lot as well. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule on the YouTube. Let you know all the shows that are coming up till next week Sunday. Same with the Twitch as well. So yeah, man, make sure you go follow the Twitch. Don't forget that. And all the audio platforms, there's so much going on, man. We're not just a YouTube show. So make sure you check us out on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, man. Type in Sarcasm City TV and the shows will pop up. All the shows on the YouTube apart from HOJLUND as well. And yo, big up Surfer in the cut as well. Yes, Surfer. Just as I was about to close out. But yes, Surfer, what are you telling me? You good?
I got the crashing on Ryan signal, so I'm here. So I'm here, don't worry. I got to keep up my participation. That's all.
Aye, Surfer,
Just here.
okay.
Just here. It's all right. Make up numbers.
That's all. Man said, I'm not here for nothing apart from the same. He brings on himself, though. That's the thing is like, this is no consistency. Like, man, legit deleted a tweet about LAVIA being a bum. Man went to search for it and couldn't find it.
You know how many times I had this
he's
guy...
an Arsenal fan or liver arse, whatever you want to call him.
Liver arse is crazy.
Do you know how many DMs I've got from this guy saying Mount Stone, Mount Stone, Mount Stone? Every
Who is this, Ryan?
Mount Stone, yeah.
Yeah, your boy Ryan, man.
Flawless, how long have you known Ryan?
Flawless. That's your boy.
About 2 years.
2 years.
2.5 years, something like that.
Flawless, you wouldn't think it upon yourself to help coach him.
I tried. Some people are just, you know what? You know when Mourinho said some people are uncoachable. Whoever Mourinho was, that's Ryan. Was it Mourinho who said that? Somebody said someone was uncoachable. Who said that?
You tried to fit him in on pro clubs. Literally uncoachable. Uncoachable, bro.
Flawless, you didn't try hard enough. Baby steps, man.
I tried. Man. You know what I'm saying? I built formation solely for him. You
need to stick him in the under 21s.
I'm saying that if we had one,
bro, Flawless took him into the office and gave him the Deli Alley chat. You man seen the Tottenham thing? Flawless gave him the Deli Alley chat, the Mourinho Deli Alley chat. He said the only one stopping you from being you is you. You get it?
Yeah, like legit. That's
need to get Ryan and Quez on the same streak. That will be fire. That is a bunch of
the Jamaica score. Is Jamaica winning?
I hope so. Let us know in the chat, please, people. Jamaica.
I was watching it before. It was 0-0. I was watching it before I jumped in the stream.
Yeah, hopefully they do. Is any of the Premier League ballers playing?
Flawless told me playing St. Kitts, but Flawless told me 10 minutes, and I'm still here. And now I've forgotten what the.
Yeah, that's Sarcasm City TV for you, 5 minutes. Because you joined and then you sparked whole conversations, and then as I was like getting towards the outro, Surfer then joined, and then someone else come ask
what's the WWE thing where they keep running in after every and then
the Royal Rumble. That's what it is.
Or is it Money in the Bank where they keep coming in? I don't know.
The Royal Rumble fan where like the music hits and you don't know who's gonna come running down.
They just keep coming.
Q&As. Yeah, man, that's Q&A. Like people don't know. Like we wouldn't expect months to show up. I didn't know anyone here who definitely was gonna show up on it. I just send the link out and then whoever joins. But hey, we are gonna close out on that note. Love to everyone who's locked in. Like I said, all the links for everyone's channels are in the comment section. Big up to Victor who dropped them all there. I say Alam's channel. Make sure you subscribe to that because it's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all branches of the Sarcasm City TV tree, people. So make sure you subscribe to Alam's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Ahmed's channel as well. And then, of course, Carefree Lewis G and Monts, big 6 months who are all doing big things. Jamaica 5-0 up. All right, that's big. You know what I'm saying? That's big.
Wait, I missed 5 goals. What?
Yeah. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But love to everyone that's locked in. I'm trying to get the squad together to run clubs on Twitch in about 10 minutes, people. So look out on the Twitch. There may be a Twitch stream. Maybe not. I'm reaching out to everyone right now as we speak. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. We're back tomorrow. Mandem United podcast. It'll be slightly later because I'm on Rance's stream at 4. So you probably get Mandem United about 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. And then following that, you'll get Doing the Most, which is the Premier League transfer show on the channel. With Ryan, who we mentioned, Ahmed will be there as well. Jez will probably join also, where we'll be discussing all the transfer news. So that's your 2 streams, I was going to say, for tomorrow, technically for today, people. So yeah, man, love to everyone who's locked in. Still well over 150 of you lot in here. Big up. continue to support as well. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.
Clap